What looked amazing in the ads, but turned out to be useless after you bought it. When I was like 6 or so, there was a commercial for Transformers underwear that came out just before Christmas where the kids wearing them could transform. They were the only thing that I asked for Christmas that year. I forget what my parents, Santa, got me, but I distinctly remember being disappointed that it wasn't Transformers underwear. Later that day my grandparents showed up, and when I opened the Transformers underwear they got me, it was by far the most excited I have ever or will ever be in my life. I went to the bathroom and put them on, then went back into the living room and proceeded to try to transform in front of my family while they laughed at me. I remember my grandfather joking, maybe you need to plug them in first. That is easily the most let down I have ever been by a commercial. A bike which folded about as compact as one of those cloth camping chairs. I went to the mall and bought one from the as seen on TV store, warning sign I chose to ignore. It had crappy silicone rubber wheels, like rollerblades but bigger, and was direct drive. The cogs slipped on even the slightest of hills, making it less than useless in my city. Also, the seat was uncomfortable and made it feel like all your weight was on your tailbone. Fired that bugger on Craigslist and it was gone for almost what I paid within hours, to my surprise. I was honest about why I didn't want it, buyer didn't seem to care. I find when I tell people everything that is wrong with stuff I'm selling on CL that they want it more. It's weird. Like they think you are trying to scam them by telling them not to buy stuff. Grandpad. Bought one for my tech-illiterate mum-in-law for Christmas. Spent 3 days trying to set it up with tech support before admitting it was a piece of $200 crap. Ended up returning it and customizing an older Android tablet for her. Made it so she couldn't install or buy anything without a password. Hid all the system controls so you can't find them without search, then hid search. Installed only the few apps she needed and hid and disabled the rest. Made it so I could remotely update and change things from my iPad. Installed a better keyboard for her eyes and we were good to go. Her favorite apps are Bingo and YouTube where she watches nature videos all day. She has a radio installed and an app for local news. Smile. A drone. So cool. Fly around and look at stuff from above. Then what? Don't use it. Pain in the ass to carry around and set up. My sister got a really cheap one for her birthday 1 year that had been previously owned by someone. She was flying it fairly high and I guess it lost connection or something because it just took off into the sky. I'm sure it eventually crash landed somewhere but our house was surrounded by forests so we never saw it again. Might still be hanging out in a tree branch somewhere. I got one as a gift and then learned that I'm not supposed to fly it at my house since I'm about 2 miles from the airport. I got a couple. Once I bought a Native American Indian blanket through mail order for like $80. When I got it, it was cheap felt with a machine-printed design on it. The ultimate insult was a printed note along with it that said, "Please don't return this blanket, it's been prayed over just for you." Another one, less to topic, was my son, who bought an awesome Tag Heuer watch in Chinatown for $10. Real nice, 3-dial watch, 4 seconds, moon phases, and who knows what else. But, while we were driving home he blurted out from the back seat, "Hey! These dials are just stickers." Ha ha, good times. Everything I bought as a young child from a mail-order joke shop. That includes X-ray specs that were not in any way X-ray. If I remember correctly, it had plastic red thread in the eyepieces of a cardboard glasses frame. Handshake electric shock. This was just a wind-up thing that buzzed when your victim pressed a button. It was so bulky and obvious, mounted in the palm of your hand. Wonder Pets. Edit, named sea monkeys in most other places. Need I say any more? The advertisement in the catalog had cartoon animals. These were barely visible specks of dust. Fake dog turd. This mostly looked convincing. Apart from the flat area on top from the plastic molding manufacturing process. As long as you didn't look at that, it was convincing. One item that did live up to the advertisement in that mail-order joke shop catalog was the fake chewing gum. The outer part did look very similar to the real band. And when you pulled out the fake piece of gum, a mousetrap mechanism would slam, hard, onto your index finger. That was actually painful. And delivered on the promise and did work. I purchased almost the same lineup as a kid. There was actually a joke shop in our mall, so I got to see these items before purchase and still managed to make these questionable financial investments. I also got fake bath that was clearly just badly poured silicone, itching powder prank, fart-flavored candy, and a disappearing ink pen that didn't always disappear. Childhood in the 80s was weird, man. Subscribe for the best Reddit stories.